mic isn't on, but technically I'm here. Hey, hey. I am. It's not even hot yet. What is it? Let me see. Oh, my thing doesn't say. What do you think it is? About 80 something today?
78.
70. Is that it? Okay, it's me. Good evening, you guys. Welcome to Chattin and Craftin with Royce and David. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. You guys can let me know if you can hear, if you can see us.
Yep.
And you can see me. I really need to do a better job of sending out an email. Hey, Flea, to let everyone know we're going to be live. Oh, praise Jesus.
It does not feel like it's coming through.
Oh, you know what? Let me check.
The microphone. It
Hold
feels
on.
like it's coming through the camera.
It is. You are absolutely right. Let me get the right mic. Okay. How's that?
1 second.
Hey, Madonna, how are you? Hey, Kathy. Hey, Jolene. Oh, I'm sorry. Look, I'm taking David's job. Oh.
It still doesn't feel like it's coming through your microphone.
Oh, I don't know. I changed it. I can see the Rodecaster, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, you're everybody can hear you, so that's not an issue.
Okay. Okay. Can you guys hear David okay?
Yeah.
Oh, praise Jesus. I don't think I'm having, I've been running around for like the last 30 minutes. I think that's what it is. I'm like in the middle of an art piece and I'm trying to like pull myself out of my, out of there so I can get ready for you guys.
I'm going to assume we're not going to have a ton of people tonight. It is Oscar night.
Do people still watch the Oscars? If we were inside, would you be watching the Oscars?
No. I don't care.
Okay.
I cared more about the Razzies than I cared about the Oscars.
You want to see people get jacked up, baby.
I do.
Oh my gosh. Just a little bit of coffee. Not enough to worry about. I'm going to put my coffee over here because I really do need it tonight. So let's say hi. And then
on YouTube, we have Flea, Madonna Rapp, Jolene DeVitt, Karen Nance, Nancy Griffin, Sherry Meek, and Elizabeth Geis. And then on Facebook, again, because it's Facebook, I don't know. Kathy's Whimsical Checks and Stripes. Elizabeth Geis and Flea are also here. Carol Kincaid, Angie Champagne. And both Carol and Flea say, nope, don't watch it.
I know, me either. I mean, you know, my battery. Oh, Lord, hold on. Let me plug up. My battery is running low. Yes. I always leave my battery out here so I don't not have it when I get out here, but I forgot to plug it in. Okay. That is better. So let me point you guys down to my table and we can get to work on the good stuff. So good evening. I don't think we have anybody new, but just in case, if you are new here, my name is Royce Hunt Bell. The voice you hear behind the camera is my husband, David Bell. And together we make up Roycycled Treasures. We meet here every Sunday. We do a whole lot of chatting and some crafting. So we come to catch up and to hang out and hopefully to experiment and see what happens. You can also find me live on Mondays. I'm changing the name from Mixed Media Monday because Dorothy Lage posted this and it was such a good idea. She told me I could steal it. To Mad Scientist Monday. I like that better. I think it's more appropriate. What do you guys think? So Mad Scientist Monday, we play a game where I have to pull random prompts and then I have to like come up with a project and finish it on the fly. It's kind of fun. Last week was really fun. The week before that was a little bit stressful. It was still fun, but you know. I don't always know what I'm going to do. It doesn't always turn out good, y'all. But you guys can see the whole process. which hopefully it's helpful for you guys to see kind of how I think through things. But for today, I showed you guys my platter. I've already primed it just for time's sake. And it's just an old silver plated platter. And I have a spoon here. It was a smash spoon. You guys have seen these on Whatnot before. And I just bent it. And my plan is to have George help me attach it after we're done. We're probably going to screw a hole in there and attach it. And then I have just a battery operated candle from Amazon to put on here. So I've primed this, and I've also used Pint Art's bonding primer on the plastic, because I feel like we cannot just throw this generic candle on there. We have to do something with this too. And I have been absolutely loving the way the bonding primer works on metal. And somebody asked me, how does it work on plastic? And I couldn't answer them. So I'm hoping that we'll see today. So I did prime this probably about 30 minutes ago. So we'll come back. I don't even know what I'm going to do. So you guys will help me make decisions about what we're going to do with the candle. But it will live on the top of the spoon. And then this will be like a super cool sconce. That's the plan. I feel like I need to back up just a wee bit. I'm a little too close.
Beth Martin says she's in snowy Wisconsin. We actually have an extreme heat watch for this week.
I know. It's supposed to get up to 100. Yeah. Lord have mercy.
I don't know if we're going to hit it, but we're going to get close.
And is that for us or Phoenix? Oh, man, I got coffee on my paper. Okay, I'm just checking, baby. Look, I'm just hoping.
Yeah.
So the paper I'm going to use tonight, you guys, this is a scrappy masterboard sheet. And I've already used portions of it. Let me see. I do have a picture of this one. I kind of like having a thumbnail so you guys can see the whole design. I do have a thumbnail of this one. I think this is it. Nope, that's not it. It's this one. So this is a scrappy masterboard. And you guys, if you're new, the Royce decoupage paper is 29 inches by 21 inches. So they're large sheets. So you get a big bang for your buck. And then this tissue is not like the kind of tissue that you stuff in gift bags. It's actually heavier than that tissue, but it's still tissue paper. So it's pretty forgiving, but it still disappears to your projects once you decoupage with it. And while we're here, I'm in the area where I have all my photos. I do want to do this really quickly. If you haven't voted, so I had a Roycycled creative contest, and we have 6 different categories, and each category has multiple entries. So if you would like to vote in the contest, and by voting, all you do is like. That's it. Super easy peasy. This is the QR code that'll take you directly to the albums section. And when you get to the album sections, you're going to see a bunch of groups, and each album has a cover that tells you exactly who the entries are from. So this is just an example of one of the covers. It's a hobbyist home decor entry. So if you go to the albums on my Facebook page, it's better, because then you can pop into each album and you can like the projects that you like. Now your vote is your like, and you can like as many as you want. So I hope that gives really good clarification.
Oh, so you're not limited to just one.
Nope.
If I like all of them, I can like all of them.
You can like all of them if you want, but I mean, most people don't. They're going to like the ones that they're compelled to like.
Right.
Yeah. And because it's likes, that's why there's no way for me to track if somebody likes more than one. That's going to be too much energy for me. So why? Just like as many as you like. And you guys, there are some phenomenal projects that were submitted. And so for all of you who participated, thank you so much. I'm going to tell you guys a secret. So I was kind of whining a little bit. Oh, wow, there's a bunch of birds in the trees. Sorry. I was kind of whining a little bit because I didn't feel like there were a lot of entries. A lot of them came in the last 2 days. But at 1 o'clock Tuesday morning, I was grateful that there were not more entries, because that's about when I got finished getting everything uploaded and tagged and doing all the things. And if you are a judge, I know my judges are like, what's up, Royce? I got you. If I close the business tomorrow, I will have the behind the scenes, the albums and Google organized, and I'll have your spreadsheets, and then you guys can go in and vote. Easy peasy. So
We do have a question. Mary Beth Martin on YouTube asks, is this Facebook only?
yes, you have to go vote on Facebook. I just, you know, I'm a very small brand. I don't have a whole bunch of fancy software and stuff. So the easiest way for me was to upload them into my Facebook page for people to be able to vote. But I mean, you could have submitted even if you didn't have a Facebook page because the submission was through Google. But there were some people who asked if they had to have Google too. I guess no one, not everyone's going to have any one system, but it has to be something workable for me. So I pull this paper out too because I've seen a lot of projects with this paper, mostly smaller projects, which it is perfect for. But I also wanted to do a larger project to show you guys that you could do something, not like a piece of furniture. I mean, you could just use it like one sheet, but that there actually are larger sections on here and you can do a project that isn't, super small. So the two blocks I was looking at was either this block right here. You guys can tell me which one. Either this block right here, A, and I don't know what kind of bird that is. I probably should, but I don't.
Could you say one more time how to find what did you call it?
Or this block here, the albums?
Yeah, the albums. Thank you. Because Carol Kincaid said she couldn't find it.
Okay, so if you're on your phone, you're going to go to Royce Treasures and you're going to push more. At the top, the photos used to just be there, but they're not anymore. So you have to look right under like the big picture, the cover of my page, and click the down arrow. You know where you go to find groups, events, all that stuff. There's one that says photo. When you push photo, if you're on your phone, you're going to have to put see all, I believe, and then it will take you to the album section. If your desktop and you push photos, then when you get to photos, you should have the option to choose albums, and then you'll see all of the albums. Yeah, Carol, I'm not sure if I voted or not. Well, you can go check it out, Carol. You can only like something once. That's why I chose this, right? Because if you click like again, you're going to unlike it, and you'll see that. So you can go and check them out. There are 6 albums of entries. There's furniture. So we have professional furniture, hobbyist furniture, professional home decor, hobbyist home decor, professional art, and hobbyist art. So there is a total of 6 categories for you guys to vote. And I'm going to go through and scrub all of the votes because I can see who liked something. And I'm cheating. I'm dropping it into ChatGPT. That's how I can do this. And then I'm going to do a random drawing. We should do that live. Yeah, we'll do a random drawing of a couple of people to win prizes. So you can actually win a prize just for voting. So B, 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 B. Okay, I see more B's than A's. Yeah, Kathleen, you should see it as soon as you push albums. Those 6 albums come up, and they all have that cover on them. So I'm thinking B too, you guys. That was my choice. I'm glad you guys chose B. So let me get this trimmed. So this is my thought process, is I'm going to decoupage it. I could take the decoupage up on this lip, but I think I want to paint that. I don't think I want to do decoupage. So decoupage the very bottom, and then we can choose a color to paint here. And then you guys know I want to put crackle on top. Is Rima here? She's going to talk about me because she's trying to crackle over decoupage, but I'm addicted, Rima. I can't help it. I got to do it. And then we'll do some crackle. And I want to have a conversation about the crackle because I may have misled you guys. So
hearts count as votes.
Yes, any kind of like heart, like any kind of, when you push the button and that little thing comes up, hearts, like, even if you put mad, it still counts as a vote. Yeah, so if you're really mad at somebody, a reaction. If you're mad at somebody, don't put that you're mad because you're just giving them a vote. Any reaction counts as a vote. And if you haven't taken a look, you really, really should. There's so much inspiration in those albums. So I'm going to do a trim. Oh, man. This is my problem is I'm greedy, you guys. I don't want to waste any paper. So I could just trim across here like that, but I'm not going to do that. Because oh, man, but I want this topography right here. I'm trying to save my little, you guys see here, I have my little paint swatches right there. I'm trying to save those, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. We're gonna just do it just like this. I'm gonna make a choice. Oh man. Wait, I like to get a little bit more of that. But then I'm gonna, okay, never
Lee
mind.
says Rima wouldn't mind if you used metallic on everything.
No, she would not mind if I use metallic, which we made tonight. I don't know. I can't decide if this is gonna be like bougie, gonna be fancy. I mean, bougie or rustic or like grungy. It's probably gonna end up being grungy. You guys know me. So I'm gonna trim this, and I'm not gonna trim it super perfect, but pretty close. I know when I wet my paper, it's gonna stretch a little bit. So I'm gonna like barely overcut it. Barely, barely. And I like cutting off all the extra paper. I've been looking, and Flea, I see you in those groups, girl. You helping people out. I see your answers. They are thorough. Thorough. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. And there's a lot of questions about, you know, wrinkles, and cutting all the extra paper off and only keeping what you actually need, to me, is a really helpful way to not have wrinkles. Because then you're not like, I don't know, you can maintain more control when you're just working with the paper that you need. Oh man, I had to cut my 7. That's the only bad thing about the master boards, is sometimes you have to cut off the stuff you like. Although if it's something, sometimes you can put it back on though, depending on what it is. So I think one of my favorites of this paper too are
Rima's
these.
Here. She says crackle plus metallics works great.
Watercolor, like little water. I don't know. I just love that so much in this paper. And I know it's my paper, but I still get excited because this is my favorite one. I had so much fun building this. What do you guys think? That's super cute, right? And then our spoon will sit somewhere in here. So it's going to cover. Oh, wait, no. Like this. So it's not going to really cover up anything. We'll be able to see everything. So let's get decoupaging so we can move forward, because we do have quite a bit to get done tonight.
Jerry Peter asks, can you use a water pen with your paper?
Absolutely, Jerry. And I know a lot of people do that. This is the thing though. If I am decoupaging something like this, like there is a definitive edge on this, right? It's going to be a clean edge is my preference for this application. So whenever I want it to be like a clean edge, I'm going to use scissors, because I'm not blending this paper. There's no benefit to creating an organic edge in this specific application. If I were decoupaging this onto something and maybe the paper was smaller than my project, or maybe I just wanted the paper to blend in more, and in those instances, I want a more organic edge. And that's when I use the water method. So I usually just use a paintbrush and water, but you can absolutely use the paint and in the pen too, because I know a lot of people do that. But I only use that if if there's a specific reason why I want my edge to be really organic. I hope that makes sense.
Oh, Rima says, can't wait to see you, David. Thank you, Rima. I like Rima. I get it.
David.
Yes, but that's because she's coming to the retreat.
Well, I know, but I'm just, what about me? I'm kidding. I'm so kidding.
How many days?
Oh, why are you asking me hard questions? Today's the 15th. So 40 days? No. 30. Okay, we'll say it's a little less than 40, but 37 days, I think. Yeah. 37, 38, somewhere in there. It's getting close, you guys. I'm so excited. We've had I think we had 3 people sign up last week, and Micaiah is in my mastermind and she signed up. I'm excited to meet her in person. I think we have like a good handful of us from the mastermind that are going to be there. So I get to meet people from my membership groups. Oh man. And other groups that I belong to. And some of you who I met you here on my page, and we get to meet in person. I'm going to have to sit my butt down and really decide what we're going to do. I have too many ideas is my problem. So I have to narrow it down because Pen to Art is going to be a sponsor. I haven't made a formal announcement yet. So Megan will be bringing products from Pen to Art for us to use, but I have to figure out exactly what we're going to do so she knows what products to bring. I got to get on the ball, y'all. So I'm going to take my misting spray bottle and I'm just going to mist my paper. You guys see it's already relaxing, right? And I am just misting my paper. And the reason why you guys see me do this is because the moisture is going to make the paper fibers relax. And then that way, when I put my decoupage medium down and it comes into contact with the moisture from the decoupage medium, it's already stretched out. So it's not going to continue to stretch. And that's what causes the wrinkles, is because your paper comes into contact with your medium and it starts stretching. And so we're going to like basically pre-stretch the paper so that we don't have to deal with that. And my paper is a little bit bigger than I need. So when I put my medium down, I'm going to be super careful to only get the medium where I want my paper to stick. And because we're going to be doing crackle, I am going to be using Pent Arts Decoupage glue tonight. It's the only shiny stuff I have. If I had, so if you, I think all of us are different creatives, right? If you have acrylic products on your craft table, then you can use your mediums to decoupage. And you can use the gel medium. You can use, I like Liquitex's matte medium because it's more liquidy. That's just my personal preference, but you can use your acrylic mediums. If you're someone who has like chalk base or clay based paint and you have a water based clear coat, top coat, varnish, it's all the same as far as my brain is concerned, then you can use that to decoupage. And when I say decoupage, I mean to both adhere and seal your paper. For me, I'm going to be using this because I want to use something that's shiny, because I know that the shiny product is going to help me get more crackles from our two-part crackle that we're going to be using in a few minutes. I got some of that varnish, the stinky varnish on my hands. Okay. So,
Jerry Peter asks, what's your favorite Pentart product?
girl, I don't know yet. Although, I don't know yet. I was going to say something. I will tell you the ones that I like because I don't have a favorite yet because I've only tried a few. So I can't say which is my favorite yet. I'm getting varnish everywhere. Let me get something. I'll put it right there. I think I got varnish on my bottle and now I'm wiping it everywhere. So what things I love, the bonding primer, I've fallen in love with this. I've used it on the clips for my clipboard and I've tried a lot of different products to be able to paint my clips on my clipboard. And this is the first product that truly does bond to the metal so that I can paint over it and the paint is not chipping off. So I love, love, love this. And of course, you guys know that I love the two-part crackle. I'm like addicted to the two-part crackle. So right now, those are my two favorites. And I'm sure I'll find more as I play with more and more stuff. And so that's why I have to make a decision about what we're going to be using at the retreat, because I need to figure out what we're going to do first. And then I'll know what to do, because Megan and Lynn are both going to be there. So, although I'm sure she'll send it, she don't want to be bringing it on the plane. She might get held up in the back room trying to bring products on the plane. Be like that one comedian, be in the Louis Vuitton store back in the jail section. Okay, so I'm putting on a nice liberal coat. Let me look. I always look from the side, you guys, just to make sure. A lot of times I'll see people in groups and they'll say, they decoupage something and now they have a bubble. More than likely, you have a bubble because you either didn't put any product in that spot or you may not have put enough. That's a thing too. So you want to make sure that you get product everywhere where you want your paper to stick, so that you don't get bubbles later, especially if you live somewhere that has a lot of humidity. That can be an issue. And I know that my furniture artists really like the iron-on method because, you get like a wrinkle-free application. But honestly, To me, the traditional method is the best method for decoupage. You do not have to worry about that. If you're decoupaging, if you're just using, you know, I don't know, the traditional method of laying down product and putting your paper into the product while it's wet. The misting method does decrease the wrinkles so much, like so much, you guys. You have to try it.
Rima says, ask her to bring the deluxe paste. It's sparkly metallic.
Oh, Lord. Is it glitter? Because my contract says I can't have glitter in that building. So I think I have some sparkly stuff over here. Oh, I think it's a decoupage medium, though. Megan sent me a huge box of stuff to try. Because you guys know how I am. I'm not gonna, what's the word?
Dishonor.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to dishonor you guys by just saying, oh, use this product. It's fabulous if I haven't used it yet.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to verify that I like it. And, you know, I'm going to work with it and play with it. And then I'll give you guys an honest opinion about it. So Megan sent me this big old box of stuff, but I got to try it all.
Can I ask, if you're on Facebook, please share this stream. It does help the channel, as well as make comments. That always helps. If you're on YouTube, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. The bell will give you notifications when Royce is live. You can customize it, so you don't have to get every notification from YouTube.
And if you guys have the option to hype, don't ask me how to do it or what it is, because I don't know. Everybody's just talking about if you see a hype on there, I think you have to like it first, and then you'll get the option to hype. Then give me a hype. I appreciate it. Help a sister out. I want to make sure right here along this line that I really get a lot of product down, so I can make sure. The last thing you want is to have like a whole line without any product on it. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but my paper dried out and I just misted it again. No big deal. Because I'm yapping. And if you guys have any questions for my newbies, at any point, you can absolutely ask a question. There is no such thing as a dumb question, because how are you going to know unless you ask? So, and I am using a gloss decoupage medium because I do feel like the gloss works better. And it doesn't necessarily have to be this one, but something glossy works better underneath the crackle medium. Okay. I just love this paper so much. All my favorite things are on here. Oh, I should have closed this. These are a few of my favorite things, huh?
Yeah.
And so, and that flower is kind of perfectly placed, right? I love, love, love that little like subtle swatch of color right there. So I am going to dry this, and then let me see. I'm going to dry this for a few minutes, and maybe we will go to the candlestick. I don't know what I want to do though to the candlestick. I just think it's so stark and white, like it's going to look weird on here. So we have to figure out, we can either paint it the same color we're going to paint the trim, or we can decoupage it using, I was thinking like the typography love, because it's a smaller scale, typography. Maybe we could find a piece of script and decoupage it so that it goes like up and down the thing like that. Maybe.
Yeah, Rima says no glitter.
No glitter. Okay. I remember when I had my very first retreat, it was for retailers only, and it was at the college. And legitimately, it's actually like you have to check a box that you understand that you are not to have glitter in that room. I just thought it was funny. Yeah, Jolene, there are so many options, and I've seen so many beautiful projects. I think Olga did a super cute project. She cut out the sections and she decoupaged it to pieces of fabric, and then she frayed the edges, and then she took them and she tacked them to pieces of wood, and she did 3 And so it's a little set. And because it's all from the same paper, it goes together. So you guys, the idea of a masterboard was not my invention. I stole it from junk journalists who use it a lot. But the reason I stole it was because it makes it so easy for you guys to be able to create like a vignette, because whatever you make out of the same sheet of paper is going to automatically go together, even if they don't look the same, which is the best, right? When things look different, but they still coordinate beautifully. So whether you like building vignettes in your home or whether you have a booth and you're trying to build really pretty vignettes for your customers, the master boards is a really, really cool way to be able to bring in common elements, but not have things look like the same.
Kathleen Hoovis, paint in a light cream, then drip hot glue down. It'll look more real.
I thought about that too. Do I even have my glue gun in here? Because I said I was going to grab it. But the way that it's tapered, you see how it's like, I feel like if it were like straight across and I did the glue, I still could do it though. I did think about that, putting some hot glue on there, and I still might do it even if we decoupage. I still might.
And Rima asks, will they allow metal leaf?
Oh, I don't know.
Also, Kathy's whimsical checks and stripes says, have you crackled over transfers? I've heard that people have issues.
So I haven't, but I know that Lynn Brunage did like an entire tutorial from L&J Goods about doing it over transfers. And if I were to answer the question, not from knowledge, because I haven't actually experimented with this yet, I would guess it's super important to have an isolation layer between your transfers and the crackle. That will be my guess. Now, what that looks like, I don't know, because I haven't played with that quite yet.
Susan Steinberg Prentice said she was watching you on another YouTube channel. There are two versions of this live.
Yes, there are two versions of this live. One is horizontal and one is landscape. No, that's two things. I know. One is portrait.
Vertical, one is vertical, one is horizontal.
Yes. So if you prefer the wide view, just pop out and look for that one. But there are people who watch on their phones and they prefer the vertical view. So there's two different views and on my channel.
Elizabeth Geis says, Royce, you need to go to Lynn's camp in July. Where is Lynn's camp?
In Medina, New York.
Oh.
That's Lynn and Megan.
July? Is that going to be humid?
Oh, they didn't tell me humidity.
I don't know.
Megan is trying to convince me. We'll see. We'll see. Because I have to be in Tennessee the next week for the 127 sale at Angela's. So we're in discussion. I will say that. And so I have my blade, which is not very sharp. Don't be like me, you guys. Make sure you use a nice sharp blade when you do this. And I'm going to lay my blade down sideways to trim this, because I'm basically like using this edge to hold my blade steady. And I want to make sure that my paper is all the way to the edge when I trim it. If I trim it and the paper isn't all the way to the edge, it's not going to trim accurately. And so this is how I'm able to get a nice clean trim. And make sure that your paper is completely dry when you trim it. If it's wet, it won't cut. It'll just tear, and it looks like it tore. And so this is what I mean by why I use scissors instead of using like the wet, the water brush, because I'm going to be trimming this anyway, right? And so I might as well use scissors and do it fast. And I'm hoping that this is cutting all the way through, because I can't tell yet. And when I was putting my paper down, I was trying to be super careful not to get any product on the side where I'm going to be lifting the paper off. We'll see how careful I actually was, though. Apparently not careful enough, but it's fine because we're going to paint up that side anyways. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. And even when it's not fine, it's fine. And if you have registered for the retreat, you guys, and you haven't seen an email, do me a favor, check your spam folder. The email will have come from Royce at roycycle.com because I've sent out several emails now, and each one I'm adding information about the motel room, you know, the venue, where it is, which airports, you know, are closest to here, all the things. And also the link to the Facebook group where you can connect with other people. We have people who are writing together. I know we had 2 people from New York who discovered each other in the group today. One's coming from Syracuse and the other is upstate New York, I think. So if you've registered, make sure and connect so that you can start like finding friends.
Jerry Peter, do you have a favorite topography paper?
Oh my gosh. Right now, the topography love is my favorite. I feel like it's the most, how do I say, you can use it in so many different ways. And that one, I mean, all of my designs are inspired by something specific. And this one was my inspiration was not like artistic, it was very utilitarian. I wanted to have some topography that was scaled close to what you would actually find, right? If you were buying ephemera. And I made it black and white, which gives you the ability to be able to, if you want it to be warm, you can glaze it. If you want it to be colorful, you can do a colorful underpainting, you know, and because the background is white, it gets really transparent. So that's probably the one I find myself gravitating to the most like lately. It's also the newest one too. So it could be that too. And also the warm. Okay. So yeah. So okay. So that one. And then also the warm topography. It is just so yummy. And it's crazy because as beautiful as it is, you really cannot see how beautiful it is until you decoupage it on something. It's crazy how if you guys saw the number of layers in my designs, you would just think I'm crazy. There's so much that you don't see. Like if you watch a design online, you're like, oh, that's pretty. And then you get it in your hand and you're like, oh, wow, that's really pretty. You can see a lot of things that it's just hard for us to communicate online. And with the warm topography, when you decoupage it, you discover even more things. I love that paper. So those 2. Sorry, that was a long answer to a short question. I'm trying to be super careful because I don't want to tear anything. Okay. And I got glue on this one, but it's okay because we're going to paint that upper lip right there and no one will ever know.
And Jerry asked, do you have a steampunk paper?
Steampunk specifically, no, but I do have steampunk-ish designs or industrial designs. I have several actually. I always say that I'm steampunk-ish. So you're not going to find anything that's like obviously steampunk, but you will find a copper design. You'll find designs that have like rust and gears. And so they're much more open. I find that people's ideas of steampunk really varies from person to person. Because when I think of steampunk, I think of like the late 1800s, foggy London, you know, and imaginary vehicles that are powered by steam. But some people, there's like punk steam, there's like more like punk steampunk, like leather and stuff like that. There's goth steampunk, there's Western steampunk, like there's so many different ones. So mine is not super specific, but it does have the elements of steampunk. And I think the thing that I love about steampunk specifically is that pairing of like industrial elements right alongside like beautiful ornate elements. So like the Victorian age, like, you know, if steam had become the number one technology in the world, of course, you know, coming out of the Victorian era where everything was super ornate. And I think that's why I love it. It's a juxtaposition of those two things that are together. I have long answers to y'all's questions tonight. I'm sorry, but it's just how I'm feeling right now, I guess. I have one little area that I pulled up, so I'm going to tack it down. And I wanted to get the decoupage done first so it could dry completely before we start with the crackle, because that's super important. You really want your paper to be dry before you start going in with your crackle medium.
Well, Facebook's being wonderfully odd.
Wonderfully odd.
Yes, Recycled Treasures responded to Dorothy, who had a question.
Oh, it's probably somebody who's still on my page.
Right. That's not a big deal. But then the question popped up after the reply.
Oh, that's weird.
Very.
What was the question?
Is the Facebook retreat group to everyone? I noticed some people listed who are not registered.
There are people who were in there from last year. I just didn't take anybody out. So there are people in there from last year who came, and then people from this year. Can you guys see who's all registered?
It is a closed group. That should
Yes,
be noted.
It's a closed private group. But anyone who came last year, they were in the group last year. They're still in there. Going around my edges and just making sure everything is tacked down really good. It's super easy to go around your edges and just add some more product if it's not. And this is the best time to do that, like right after you decoupage. So now you guys can help me vote for which color we should paint the edge. I have like a design theory that if you want something to look like really designed, you can look at like a piece of fabric. Like if you have a pillow sham, and it's like you love it, right? It's your favorite. Find a color that is like represented very little in that design and use that as your accent color. So when I look at this piece, my first inclination was green, but like there's a lot of green in here, right? So like I don't really want to use green. I want to find something that's like not as obvious. What about blue? Because we have the blue here, blue there, and blue there. And I think that that blue would look really pretty against this. So I'm thinking we paint the edge this really pretty blue right there because it really isn't represented that much in this piece. I vote yes. I know I asked you guys to vote and then I just told you what I'm going to do. I'm sorry. My bad. I was going to say something and then it left me. So I'm going to have to mix this blue because I don't have, let me make sure before I lie to you. Let me make sure that I don't have this blue already. Would I lie to you? That's more like a purpley blue. Blue is such a weird color. This is more turquoisey, but I might have to, I'm going to have to shift that a little bit. But I think that's going to be my closest bet. So for me, when I'm mixing colors, I'll find the color that's closest to the color that I want to use. And then I will use other colors to kind of shift it. So this blue right here is a pretty cool color. Let me see. It's not as cool as this one, but this one is closer. So I'm going to use
Rima
this one.
says peach blue. Rima says peach blue.
Peach blue? I'm not sure what that means.
I don't either. So
I wonder if it's a typo. So I'm going to add a little bit of this other blue. This is a warmer blue, and see if I can just warm that one up just a little bit. We'll see what happens. And I don't need it to be the exact color. And then when I get the color, I'm going to put a bunch of white because I do want this to be a lighter version of that blue. But I want it to be tonally the same. You guys see these bottles? These are the bottles from last year's retreat. And I'm like literally still using, I bought way too much paint. Way too much paint. I mean, is there a such thing as way too much paint? Hmm. Whenever you're mixing a color and you want like a lighter version, don't do what I'm doing. Don't use your brush to mix your paint because you get paint in your bristles, and then when you go to like mix your paint or use it, you end up dropping color in there accidentally. I'm only using 2 blues here, so I'm like not stressed out about it too bad, but it's not a good practice. You really should use like a spatula or something. But you guys will notice that I pulled the white first and I dropped a little bit of blue because your dark color always influences your lighter color more than you think it will. And so I'd rather drop in a little color at a time than to make it super dark because it's harder to lighten it once you get it too dark. I mean, you can do it, but you just end up using a lot of extra product. I think this is going to dry a little darker and it's going to be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this and then we'll get to our candlestick. Are there any questions, babe? No?
Not at the moment.
Am I boring you guys? Poor David. I like woke up on a mission this morning. And this feels really bright, so I may end up going over it with a glaze, but we'll see what happens. It didn't feel bright over there, but over here against this warm, it feels really bright. But we can knock that back. Is anybody missing the Oscars that hang out with us tonight? I don't think so, baby. I will be watching some of my creators who'll talk about the red carpet to see what everybody wore, because you know that's what's important. I'm going to show you guys a trick that you can use. Like, this is not the right color blue, but I'm going to finish painting it. And then we're going to do something to unify everything, though, in a few minutes. After this dries. Although, with the crackle. I don't know if I want to put crackle on the edge. What do you guys think? I was thinking I was going to do crackle just over the paper. Should I go over this with the crackle too?
Well, that's what Kathleen asked. Are you planning anything for the metal-like edge trim?
I was going to leave the silver. Do you guys think it's too silvery? It's kind of cool against this warm paper, isn't it? Maybe I should paint it gold, Rima. Do you think that would be a good idea? Gold might be better than that silver. But I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it because the spoon is silver. I didn't mix enough. Now this is going to be lighter. Let me see. It is. Dang it. Dang it all to Hades. This is about 50-50, I think, is what I ended up with.
Jerry Peter says leave it. Jolene DeVitt says I like the silver. Rima likes the silver. Alyssa Visithin says crackle the edge. There you go.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to leave the silver because we have the spoon, right? That's on next. So, yeah, I'll leave the silver edge. You guys hold your breath when you do stuff like this, like you're focused. And if you breathe, like, oh, I don't know what we think is going to happen, but something. I cannot believe I ran out of paint for this little bitty spot. I'm going to wait for it to dry, though, and see if it dries the same as the other parts. Okay. So there's my blue. Oh, it looks prettier online than it does in person. Or separate, with me being separated from it. And I think that I do want to bring the crackle up around the edge, and that's actually going to help unify it. Rather than glazing it, I could glaze it, right? And I could glaze everything and it would unify everything a little bit better. I'm just doing like imperfect strokes here of this other color because it isn't quite the same as the first one. But if I do this, it'll still look good. But we're going to be using a dark glaze over the crackle, the antiquing glaze, and that'll unify it. So I'm just going to do that. Okay. So let's set this aside, and we're going to make sure everything is completely dry before we go in with our crackle-lackle. What do you guys think about the blue? The green would have looked more natural. I don't know. I'm still torn. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it because we're running out of time. Okay. Our candle. So I was thinking about using the warm topography, but I feel like if I use the warm topography, it would get lost. Ooh, I have this piece of paper from the musical masterboard. That would be kind of cool to have music notes, right? I think, yay or nay? Because I was wondering if I should do something like this. It's like cool. It might look a little stark. Or if it needs to be warm. Oh, you guys know what we could do too is this would. Now I'm going to have to paint it green.
Susan Steinberg Prentice asked, can you crack metal? And Elizabeth Guy says, which crackle are you using?
I'm using Pin Art's 2-part crackle. And this is the recycled end papers. You guys, I love this paper so much. I love the end papers that you find in old books. And this is kind of the inspiration of this paper. But it's also just a lot of patterns in different scales for you to use for different things. And this paper is leading me back to my original thought of green. I mean, I don't have to choose a green one, though.
All right, here's a question. I love questions that come out of nowhere. Lisa Bansell, David, what's your favorite bread song? If you have one.
Bread song?
I assume the band Bread. Not
Oh,
the song about bread.
okay. I'm like, who is what bread?
I'm trying to think if there's a song about bread.
Mm. Pumpernickel? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, which one should I use? I'm going to go back to the musical sheet. It would be cool. And this one would be cool because, I don't know, it just would be. But we're going to go back to the musical sheets. Let's stick with the scripty vibe.
I'll be honest, I don't. Bread is one of those bands that was just on, on the radio.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like in the background, it wasn't like.
So not one I've ever paid a ton of attention to. I do know that I mix up Bread and David Gates, who was the lead singer, one of the singers for Bread. I think he was the lead singer.
I have never heard of Bread.
So I don't know if it's his solo work or if it's Bread. Soft rock, just a soft rock band. Mid-70s, they were there.
They were there.
Yeah.
So if I want this to be like practical, we have to leave this part so you can replace your batteries. And most of it's going to be like down anyway. So I'm thinking these two, we just paint them. And then we focus on decoupaging this top part.
And Jerry's right, Royce is too young. Maybe I'm a want to, which is one of them. The other one that I can't think of the name of, but if a picture paints 1,000 words, why can't I paint you? Is either Bread or David Gates. That's the other one I can think of. But, yeah.
So there was a band called Bread.
Yes.
BREAD, Bread.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, like Captain and Tennille. I actually know more Captain and Tennille songs than I know Bread. So.
See, I know who Captain and Tennille are.
Yeah. I just learned something, literally just now.
What?
One of your favorite movies is a Razzie Picture of the Year winner.
What? Which one?
Would you like to guess?
One of my favorite movies.
One of your favorite. You say it every time. Oh, I love that movie.
Oh my gosh, which one?
Is with Razzie for Worst Picture of the Year.
Okay, if I can imagine, maybe what's the one with Bruce Willis?
Well, one with Bruce Willis has won.
No, I'm thinking of specifically because one of my favorite movies is I cannot think of the name of it right now. The space one.
Oh, the Armageddon?
No. The world. Chris Tucker is in it. He's the radio host.
Fifth Element.
Yeah, Fifth Element.
No.
Okay.
It's not Fifth Element. That is, I know, one of your favorites.
Okay.
No. The one that won.
Drumline.
What?
Drumline. That's one of my other favorite movies.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay.
Color of Night was the Bruce Willis that won Worst Picture.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's not good.
Let me think. I'm trying to think of what other movies that I watch whenever it comes on.
So I don't care about the Oscars, but the Razzies I do. And there are some Razzies that have won that probably should have won, but I still love those films.
Yes.
Howard the Duck is a Razzie Worst Picture.
Oh
movie.
My gosh.
I love that one. Showgirls won. I love that movie.
Really?
I do, because the director makes satires, but people don't realize it.
Oh, him seriously.
So RoboCop is his film. Not Battlefield Earth.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, what's the one where they fight the alien, the big giant insect monsters?
Alien?
No. But it's satirizing the military-industrial complex, and so he makes satire. So he's satirizing entertainment.
Oh, okay.
In Showgirls, and the acting's just so over the top. It's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
It is. No, you want me to tell you yours?
Yes.
Wild Wild West.
I know. People talk so badly about that movie. I love that movie. I'm sorry. It is stupid, but I feel like it was supposed to be stupid. And you know what? I knew that too.
See, the Love Guru won Worst Picture. And it's bad, but I still love it.
Okay. That's kind of pretty, right? But I think it's too stark. Let's warm it up a little bit. I have some oh, you know what I'll use? I have some Van Dyke Brown. I'm gonna put a little bit of Van Dyke Brown in my matte medium. I'm gonna put like one dot. I hope I don't put too much. One little dot. And then I have some ochre yellow here. I'm gonna put a little bit of that too. Just one little dot. And I'm gonna make like a little glaze over here. Oh, my glaze is scaring me, y'all. That might be a little too dark. We'll see what happens. Oh no, that's good, right? I probably should have let it dry though. And then I could have like put the glaze on and wiped it back. But I was already moving, y'all. So.
Donna Simpson, that's If. Thank you, Donna.
The Wild Wild West. Yes, it was a bad movie, but I still love it. It's hilarious. It's stupid. It's supposed to be though.
Alyssa Bricker visited, just like Meatloaf and Cream. Meatloaf and Cream are nothing like bread, unless you're just saying they're band names based on food.
Yeah, I think so. A Meatloaf and Cream. That's the name. That's a real band.
And you know, there's an argument that Meatloaf's album, Bad Out of Hell, is actually a parody. That the producer on it, Jim Steinman, and I want to say he co-wrote a lot of the songs, is basically making fun of Springsteen.
Oh.
Look at the songs in the script. It's making the haughtiness of Springsteen.
Is he haughty?
Kind of is.
Is he?
Yeah, those. Well, I don't know if it was him or the fans, but man, I don't like Springsteen fans.
Really?
Because they're just they think it's like holy scripture.
Oh, it's like, pure. It's just music. I think that music like Springsteen and like when I hear a Bruce Springsteen song, it takes me right back to the 8th grade on a bus, like heading to a game, you know what I'm saying, in another city. Like it's one of those, I feel like some songs are like the background music to people's memories.
Yeah, well, that's kind of bread to me. It's like that was, like grammar school. It was bread. Okay. I didn't seek it out. I never bought a 45, never bought an album.
But it was just kind of there.
It was on the radio.
You know what song? So I lived in California and we lived in East LA. And I was gifted. Although, do you know a lot of women who were considered gifted in school are being diagnosed with ADD? But that's a whole other conversation. So, bus Valley, because there was more opportunities. And we would be on the bus. School. The song used to come on every single morning, and then we would giggle every single morning.
Disco Duck?
Nope. Probably just as bad, though. If you think I'm sexy.
Sure.
Yes. We would just crack up so much. Oh, and it came on every day. So when I hear that song, I just think about the rides to Braddock Elementary School. Braddock, Fairburn, and there was another school.
Susan Steinberg Prentice. Bruce is hot, and I'm a lifetime fan. Don't hate me. When it's talked about with reverence, you can be a fan of anybody. We talk about it all the time, and we've been talking about a lot on my radio show. There's a lot of music I am not a fan of, and it's very popular here. And I'm glad it's here because there are people that love it.
I mean, you don't have anything against people who love it. It's just when those people
Yeah, when it's like looking down your nose, and well, it's not as good as the river. Stop it. It's a song. And I still remember Dancing in the Dark, the video. Bruce looked like a tool. Can we just say that?
Oh my goodness, you feel really passionately about this,
Well,
don't you?
Because honestly, that was my high school and college years. Was all
Oh.
these people telling me how he's literally saving rock and roll. No, he wasn't.
Oh,
No,
was
he
he
wasn't.
saving rock and roll?
He was fine. I like
The heart of
Rosalita.
rock and roll is forbidden. Sorry.
I like Rosalita.
And
I like
from
10
what
Down,
I
Freeze
see,
Out.
I believe
I'll
it.
listen to Born to Run. Yes, those are the hits. I don't go deep. I don't care.
Okay.
Tunnel of Love, I do like
Okay.
by him. But that's it. I don't care about the other stuff. I didn't care about Philadelphia. I know we won an Oscar for it. I didn't care.
I don't know, babe. You sound like you do care. What do you guys think? I think that looks better, warmer, right? A little bit of character, just so it's not like boring white candle sitting there. And I'm going to just paint the base because and the bonding primer is not coming off at all. It's not chipping off. It's not, oh, I did scratch it off a little bit. I'll look at it tomorrow and I'll tell you guys my opinion about the bonding primer on plastic. I did sand the plastic a little bit just so it wasn't as shiny. And this is just some matte medium, and I put a little bit of Van Dyke brown and a little bit of ochre yellow in there to make a glaze. But if you have glaze, you can use that too. Just to get rid of that starkness so it's not like, bright white against everything else.
Elizabeth Geis, I met Bruce Springsteen. He's arrogant. I will say this. I've met a lot of celebrities because it's just my job. I just do.
Radio.
Yeah, and just journalism.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And I've met people that everybody says, oh, like this is the nicest person.
Okay.
And when I've met them, they haven't been. And I'm like, okay, but I don't know the circumstances.
Yes.
It might have been a long day. They might not be feeling well. They might have just spent 12 hours shaking hands and they're just done and I'm the last one.
Yes.
And do I want to talk? Do I not want to talk? So I don't get mad at that, but I also don't go back to them.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes. You're not going back for more abuse.
Yeah. But I will always try and give the benefit of the doubt just because you don't know.
Okay.
That's all.
I thought you were going to say it. I was waiting for the however.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Elizabeth's wrong. He might be arrogant. I just.
Oh my God.
I think I've told these stories before. From Jefferson Airplane, Cantner. I can't think of his first name.
I cannot help you.
Him for radio, and I just found him ridiculously tough to talk to. He just wanted no part of it.
Oh, okay.
And it was plainly evident he was like calling into about a dozen radio stations.
Oh.
And just kind of churning it.
Yeah.
So I cut it out early. I'm like, dude, you can have your time. I'm fine with this. He was not pleasant to talk to. Eddie Money was all business, but he was still good to talk to. He wasn't personable, but he knew he had a job to do, and he did it. Yeah. And then Luther Campbell from Two Live Crew, who everybody's, was crude, and they were always under threat of arrest, and that was their shtick. The nicest guy. Hey, how can I help you do this interview? You tell me what you need. And then chatted like after we were off the air, just inquiring, just a genuinely nice person.
What?
So you just never know.
No, you don't know. We don't know those people.
Yeah. Paul Kentner, thank you. Yeah, he was a rough interview.
So you guys, I'm using Pint Arts. I'm sorry, babe. I was trying to wait for you to get done. I'm using Pint Arts Fine Line Crackle. The Fine Line Crackle, I am addicted to it. You guys are probably tired of seeing me use it, but I'm using it again tonight. And there's two parts. There's one, and then there's two. So I'm going to put the first part on and I'm going to show you guys what I do and how I do it. And I have no evidence to back up my thesis is not the word I was looking for, but I'll take it. But this is what I do. I like to make little short, like kind of strokes that kind of cross over each other, rather than making, really long ones. And you have to put enough product to crackle. Um, so a lot of people will say that they do it and they don't get crackle, but you really do want to put on not like an insane amount, although the more you put on, the larger and deeper your cracks will be. I like for my cracks to look like crazing. And so I'm generous. So you guys can see, right? Like I'm generous. You can see how much I'm putting on there, but I'm not putting like a ton. And I like using a small brush compared to my project and making little hatch marks because I do feel like the crackle follows the direction of your paintbrush, of the brush. And so I'm making like little short trails, if that makes sense. And that's because I like the crazing that you see on like stoneware. And that's the crackle that I want to replicate. So this is how I'm going to put my product on for both part one and part two. Make sure that your brush is completely dry and it's clean. So you guys will notice that I didn't go into my jar and get a brush. I actually dug. I don't even know where this brush came from. And I washed two small brushes and then I used both of them. So I had to dig out another brush to use for the crackle, but it's fine because I wanted a brush that was clean and dry. And a lot of times, if you are washing a brush while you're crafting, there's water still up here and it flows down, right? So it really isn't dry. And then the other part is just to manage expectations about like crackle in general. If you buy an old piece of furniture or an old painting and you have that crazing, it is not going to be like the same all the way around uniformly. It's going to be like in different places, right? Depending on how much like heat the peats experienced, moisture, dryness, all the things that causes that over time. And so if we're replicating those kind of vintage finishes, then I don't think having the expectation that everything is going to be uniform is true to form. I'll just say that. I'm trying to find a non-judgmental way to say that. So
Rima asks, "Are you going to do the blue as well?"
yes, I kind of forgot Rima, so I'm going in right now. I'm gonna do the blue because the blue is really bright and I want to tone it down. And I think when we go over the crackle with the antiquing paste, it'll like knock that brightness down some. And because we're going to be going over the paper with that same color, it'll also unify everything better. I probably should have used green. It's too late. Whatever's in motion stays in motion. That's the story of my life right there. If I'm moving in a direction, I'm already in motion.
And Judy May said, "Did anyone hear a motorcycle in the background?" Yes. As somebody said, Chris Schmidt said, "Yeah, there's a road literally right next to the studio here."
Yeah, my fancy studio is just a she shed in my backyard, so we can hear people driving by because our house is right on like a main street. Well, about as main of a street as you're going to get in Safford.
You made the comment that the vehicles are louder.
You know what? We have young folks who move into our neighborhood, and I'm gonna sound like an old lady saying, "Get off my lawn," but legit. Between the off-road vehicles, which by the way, they all have license plates because I checked because I was gonna call, but they're freaking loud that they're driving up and down the street all day. And then the second one are these guys who think that they're in that what's that movie with the car racers?
There's a lot of them.
The one with Van Diesel and
Fast and Furious.
They think they're on the Fast and Furious driving around here. Man, we already had one wrecked into the building next to us. You would think after he got in trouble, the rest of them would chill out, but no. So yes, it's gotten noisy around here. I do not appreciate it. The motorcycle guy, you know, it's whatever. It's a motorcycle. He's the one that bugs me the least. It's them loud ass buggies. And they're off-road vehicles, but they're licensed to drive on the road, so it is what it is. I would complain about the traffic, but anybody who lives in a city would laugh at me hysterically, so I will not. Somebody like Flea. Okay. So you guys see what I mean? Like, it's generous, right? I have a lot on there, but it's not like super But if you put it on there really thick, though, you'll get like really big, deep cracks. So because this is my only small brush I have left, I'm not going to put it in my water. I'm just going to wipe it clean, and it'll be fine until we dry this to put this part 2 on. So I'm going to dry this, and then I'm going to put on the second part. Are there any questions, baby? No.
Oh, yes. Buggy says, did you seal your transfer before the crackle?
There's no transfer. This is just decoupage paper. So I don't have to worry about it with the decoupage paper. But I did make sure that the decoupage paper was dry completely before we started the crackle. And this is the recycled scrappy masterboard decoupage paper. This is just one small section of a paper that's 21 inches by 29 inches. Should we crackle the candle? What do you guys think? I'm a little crackle crazy right now. So if you sit still long enough, baby, you might get crackled. He shook his head yes, you guys. So y'all my witnesses. He's okay with that. Oh, I said if you sit still long enough, I'll crackle you too. Put some crackle and some antiquing glaze.
That's fine by me, as long as they can sit on the couch.
Hey, Betty. Yes, the candle.
You are close to enough.
Okay. Thank you, Buggy. And so most of it's dry, but I have some areas where I put it on a little bit heavier. So that's going to take a little bit longer, but it does dry clear. So you'll know when it's dry. Yeah, Carol, they're loud. And I know, I mean, I get it. I was young. We used to drive 4x4s. Just I hear myself sometimes and I have to laugh. Thank you, Betty. It's a little bright though. But I think after we go over with the antiquing glaze, it'll like calm it down a little bit. Just a wee bit. I was trying to pick out this blue from this bird right here. The cool thing about working on metal is because it's not absorbing moisture the way like wood does, things dry faster. If you're just hopping on, you guys, we're taking this old metal tray, and the idea is that I have some smashed spoons that I had for a project a long time ago. Some of you have probably bought some of these on Whatnot. And so we bent it, and we're going to attach it to this plate like this. And then we're going to sit the candle on the bottom part of the spoon. So it'll be like a sconce. Not my idea. I saw it on Pinterest. And you guys know what? While this is drying, I'm going to show you guys a video. We do still have spots available for the retreat. We actually have, I think, I'm trying to remember what the last count was. I think we're right at 35 people right now. We had cancellation, which is fine. I always figure whoever is supposed to be there is going to be there. But we are going to have a smaller group this year than we've had in the past. So let me see. I do have a small video about the retreat. I'm just trying to figure out which one do I want to play. Let's do this one. You've been thinking about it, watching the photos, the joy, the creating. Something inside you whispers, I want this. But maybe part of you wonders, is it really worth it? Let me show you what you're saying yes to. 3 full days of creating with other women who get it. All your supplies included. Quality meals from local spots and a swag bag valued over $100. Exclusive decoupage paper and stencil you can't get anywhere else. Time with me and a small group where you won't get lost in the crowd. A visit to the Roycycled warehouse, including retired designs, and right outside the venue, downtown Safford's Spring Festival. Music, booths, entertainment for anyone traveling with you. One woman told me this retreat was life-changing. You're not just signing up to meet me. You're stepping into a space that was built to pour back into you. If your heart's been whispering yes, this is your time. We'd love to see you there. Last year was such an incredible experience. I was so blessed to host the ladies who came, and I hope the retreat was a blessing for them. It really is about like pushing past our personal barriers and really allowing yourself to experiment. And this year, like last year, we were mad scientists, and we are even more so this year. The retreat aprons, which everyone gets in their swag bags, are actually white this year. So we'll all be running around looking like we have on lab coats. Sorry, I'm such a dork. I know. And if you are interested, you can put the hashtag retreat, or I think you can just say retreat on Facebook, and you'll get a message if you want more information. If you are on YouTube, I do have a QR code. I just have to find it because I have so many QR codes at this point. So you can use a QR code to find out more information about the Roycycled retreat. We are, what do we say, 40 days, 38 days? We're a little of a month out from the retreat, but we still have seats available. We love you to come and join us. It's going to be such a fabulous time. My guest, Jane Belante, will be there, and we'll be doing some journaling and just kind of getting our minds and our hearts right so we allow ourselves to really participate in the process and enjoy everything. And then my other guest is Lynn from L&J Good and Megan, who is being in front of the camera more and more. You guys notice? And Megan is the owner of Pintart too. So she's coming and they will be sponsoring the retreat. So we'll have some pin art products to play with. I'm super excited. So we said yes to doing the candlestick too. I should have just left it white then, huh? This will be super quick though. David's already given me the countdown, you guys. I'm running out of time. He's giving me the side eye. And if you're in area, you guys will be coming on an hour earlier because we want to stay like with everybody else in the world who actually changes times. But for everybody else, it'll be the same time on Sunday. And I did not change my event for tomorrow, so I guess I will see you guys at 9 a.m. Oh, Lord. Y'all pray for me. 9 is early for me because I'm a night owl, and I'm right in the middle of a painting, so I will probably be up to like 2 or 3 o'clock this morning in the morning. But I'll be here at 9. I was a little punchy last week, so we'll see what happens this week. Okay. Do I have enough? Let me just... I'm going to let this one dry while we work on the, ¿cómo se dice? The tray. You know who I haven't seen? I didn't have to call Melissa and check on her. Or not call her, but message her. Because I have not seen her. She's not here tonight, is she? Okay. Hopefully that will not fall over. It's pretty vicarious, but we'll see what happens. Okay. So our second part is the second part of the crackle. You do want to make sure that your first part is completely dry before you go over with the second part. And I'm just wiping my brush because I don't want to put it in the water because it's the only brush I have. If you're at home, you be smart and have 2 brushes ready so you can put it in the water. One of the questions I get a lot is will this ruin your brushes? And the answer is no. And I talked to Megan about this specifically. These two products separately are water-based. So until they combine together, they are, which means you can use part one and part two with your regular brush and it won't ruin your brush. But when you go in with the last step, which is the solvent-based sealer, that's when you want to use a throwaway brush because you're going to need some kind of a solvent in order to clean your brush, or you can't use soap and water. It's not that you can't clean it, you just have to use something, a solvent-based cleaner, to be able to clean your brush. So, and that's only for the sealer. And just as a side note, you guys, those of you who participated, I believe it's Hobbyist Home Decor, you get this crackle kit. So you get part one, part two, the antiquing glaze. Is this it right here? Yes, the antiquing glaze and the varnish. You get all of this as one set. That's one of the prizes. So make sure you go and vote for your favorites, you guys, because there are good prizes up for grabs too. I'm looking for a popsicle stick.
Lisa Vansel says, curious about trying crackle over decoupage on fabric.
I don't know how the flexibility of fabric over time would work because the crackle does dry hard, right? Which means that whenever the fabric flexes, it can flake off. That's my answer, but I would ask and see. Because it would be fabulous on fabric, I agree. But I just don't know how it would wear over time. And then what kind of fabric? Like if you're just making fabric that you're going to hang on the wall, that's just going to be decor, it's probably fine. But if it's going to be something that gets a lot of movement, like a bag or, you know, a chair or a jacket, I don't know about that. And Pin Art has a personal mad scientist, and that's Shannon from Shannon Booth. She is always experimenting and playing with the different products. So if you guys haven't checked her, you should. And I'm just laying it down the same as last time, putting it down generously and making little, like, you know, crisscrossy kind of hatches. And one thing that I will do before I seal this, so tonight we'll get the second part down and I'll get it dried and then we'll put the antiquing paste on top of it. But I'm going to wait 24 hours before I seal it because even though we're going to get done and we're going to put our antiquing glaze on, this is going to continue to crack. And so we want to wait until it's done before we go in with the sealer. I have little dry bits on my container and I'm getting them on my project. And I don't know why I'm avoiding the blue because I'm going to do the blue too. Just have it, I guess. And I'm trying not to go over the parts where I've already laid it down. Another thing that people do that keeps your crackles from forming is overworking it. So like once you put it down, just don't go back over that area or try not to. And I'm just looking at it from the side, just trying to make sure I got good coverage over everything. Although if I do have an area that doesn't crackle, it's not a big deal.
Lisa Vansel asks, can you use more crackle on one spot to create much more of a crackle haze?
Yes, absolutely. And that's what right? You can be inconsistent on purpose so that you get kind of that inconsistency that you would see on something that was truly vintage.
Betty Hilt says you can crackle on cotton fabric, so it might depend on the chemicals used in it.
Oh. Yeah, I would imagine a solvent based on polyester would not be a good idea because polyester is basically plastic, right? Even though my grandmother loved her polyester bend over pants from J.C. Penney's. Because, I didn't get my bills by mistake. I got it honestly. And those pants didn't leave the gap in the back, which I don't understand why she would appreciate that. Oh, this one. Okay, I'm going to wait. I'll deal with the candle later because we're running late. Let me wipe this and put it over here.
So Dorothy says you can get fine crackles with the water-based step 1 and 2. It's how thick you apply the product. I don't like using solvents.
Yeah, you can do it 1 and 2. The only thing, and this is what, and thank you, Dorothy, for bringing that out. This is the thing that I wanted to correct. When I was doing my daily lives in January, I was just using wax over my crackle, which you can do. It's fine. But just understand that if that crackle comes into contact with any kind of moisture, that the edges of the crackle like turn up a little bit and you end up with a really textured surface. It's still beautiful, but just know that that's the case. And so, Dorothy, I think that's why Megan really, talks about using the solvent-based sealer because it's going to lock everything down and then you won't have to worry about it responding to anything in the future. So you can use, because I use dark wax over my projects and they're beautiful. I just know that I cannot have any like real moisture come into contact with those projects. And it's not horrible. Where's my, when it happened, because you guys know I had to test things out, right? So, like I did this. Oh, I can't really show you. There's like a texture to this now that I can't really show you. It's not horrible. It's just, it looks like real crazing, but it is a thing. So that's just something that you want to be aware of. But yeah, you don't have to use the solvent-based sealer. Just know that if it comes into contact with moisture, that the edges of those kind of cracked cells will not lift up. They just kind of, they raise up and then you can feel the crackle. So it's different. And I'm just going to dry that. Hi, Dorothy. And Dorothy, did I tell you Dorothy signed up, babe?
Yes.
So Dorothy's coming. Yay. I mean, I'm happy everybody's coming, but Dorothy wasn't sure. So now we know for sure.
But I think at one time there was like family stuff that was tentatively scheduled.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't it get like moved up or something?
Mm-hmm. I am so excited. So those of you who came last year, you guys know we have a spring festival the exact same weekend as the event. So in the evenings, you guys, there'll be stuff to do. But I'm on board for our local Chamber of Commerce. So I spent Friday morning canvassing Main Street, taking posters to hang up in all the shops and the restaurants and stuff. And so I had an opportunity to talk to restaurant owners. So I have one spa who's offering a $10 coupon. She gave me a list of services for that. You guys know the antique store next door. She's like 15% off of everything for you guys. And so what I do is everybody, when you get your lanyards with your name badges on them, on the back, there's a QR code. And if you look on there with your phone, it'll take you to a page. It'll show you restaurants that are offering you guys coupons, stores that are offering coupons. And so everybody knows that you guys are coming. We're all excited. So anyways, I still have the microbrewery. I'm waiting for them to get back to me. The other spa, the owner wasn't there, so I'm waiting for her to get back to me. I couldn't really do pedicures and manicures because when you go into a shop, everybody is the owner of their chair. So it's kind of hard to get like a blanket discount when every tech is basically running their own business. Oh, Sue, was that Susan? Yeah. See, Susan? So Julie, no, you don't have to put it on before. You have to put it on after. So after we're done, we're going to put a solvent-based sealer on there, not before. Everything is water-based before you get to that last step. Were there any other questions, babies? No. Okay. Jenny, I feel like Cinderella. Oh, I'm sorry, Jenny. You can come. Come and hang out with us. And the thing is, you guys, so the motel that's giving us the deal on the rooms, it's for any size room. So, like, if you're coming with a friend, you guys can get a double and you're going to pay the same amount as somebody who has a single. Just saying. So, oh, the crackle is so good. I'm trying to see the crackle around the edge, though. I'm going to use my dryer. It was really hard for me to do my little crisscross on the edge just because of it's just this wide. So I'm curious to see what the crackle is going to look like there. So I'm going to make sure that's dry, and then we'll go in with the, oh, Lord, I'm over time. We're going to go in with our antique paste super quick, and then we'll have to finish this up next week because Dave has to go to work tomorrow. And at the retreat, we're feeding you breakfast, we're feeding you lunch, and we're feeding you good food too. Not like, we're feeding you good food. Thursday night is going to be like, it is like like last year we had a nacho bar, but it was like ground beef and cheese and chips. Like it could have easily been dinner. I don't know how you guys eat dinner, but I have nights where I eat cereal for dinner. I'm not cereal, but peanuts. So like Thursday night, there's food there. And then you guys get 2 drink tickets too at the meet and greet. The meet and greet is in the bar at the motel, at the event motel. So I come in, you drop your bags, come downstairs, hang out, get to know everybody. And then you can hang out in the lobby and get to know people and wander back up to your room. I love having it in the event hotel. And then morning we start with activities. We'll have breakfast there for you guys Friday. It is a little breakfast, but we have an artisan bakery that we're getting breakfast from. So last year she made quiche, mini scones. What else did she make, baby? Mini cinnamon rolls. Yeah, and so it's continental breakfast, but it's like a nice continental breakfast. And that's each morning, and then we have. We're probably gonna do fancy pizza again, just because. But I do want to go. I do want to do something different though for the other day. I'm thinking Hawaiian. We'll probably do Mexican food because you guys are coming to Arizona. You have to eat Mexican food. And then one of the days we'll do Hawaiian for lunch. And then we have brunch on Sunday. And we have it packed to go because a lot of people will be traveling on Sunday. So you don't have to take it to go, but you'll have the option. And so, and last year I was told we need snacks. So we'll have snacks this year.
Elizabeth Guy says she wants to go to the hot springs.
Ooh, Elizabeth, that they're on my list. So the hot springs, I'm going to put their information in the group. I don't know if I can get them to give me a coupon, but I will put their information in because you'll want to book now. So Elizabeth, if I don't put it in this week, poke me, okay? Because I'll need to put that in there so you guys can be sure and book, because the hot springs are a hot ticket item around here. It used to be when I served on the chamber years ago, it was part of our tourism, like a really big part of our tourism, but some of the springs have been closed since then. But Kachina is the one in south of town, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the one out at the dunes are getting worked on.
Oh,
they're
I thought they closed them.
No, they're kind of moving things around so they don't flood.
Oh, okay.
So that's what the work is happening. So
because Roper Lake closed theirs.
Roper closed.
I know. I'm whining. I never even go, but I'm whining. It's just a principle. You know what? This color is, see, this is what happens. I was thinking today, you guys, I was working on an art piece. You guys saw the owl I painted. I like to do studies just because it helps me like work out how I'm going to approach things. And I was like, you know what? This study is fine. I'm just going to use this. And then while I was sleeping, I wake up in the morning and sometimes I'm fussing at myself, y'all. And I was like, stop being a chicken shit. Go and paint the piece like you're supposed to. So I got up this morning on a mission to start this painting. And I was thinking every time I do a project, I am inspired to do something else. And so often we're like waiting for inspiration before we create. But the reality is, inspiration comes while you're doing. And so, isn't it the truth that when you're doing a project, there's usually something that comes up that either sends you down a new rabbit hole of something that you can do or inspires you to take a part of that project and expand on it and do another project? Um, so, I was giving myself the talk today, y'all. You guys ever give yourselves a talk? I was giving myself the business today. But look at this blue. So now I say that because I'm looking at this blue, and does that not look like turquoise? You guys see that crackle over that blue? How beautiful is that? And it just reminds me of turquoise. So now I'm like, ooh, like what else can I do with this blue? Can I mix together a couple of different blues and then use the fine line crackle over it to make it look even more like turquoise? You know what I mean? So by doing this project, I've been inspired already to do something else. I'm not even done with this one already. But there is the crackle over the decoupage paper. I love it so much. And you see where the paste settled into the edge right there. I'm going to leave that because I like it a lot. And so this is where we are so far. So next week, I don't know if we have enough. I guess we'll finish. And then if we finish early, we can start a new project. But I'm going to need to finish. I'll probably do this off camera. Put the second coat on here. So at least it'll be crackle-lacking between now and we meet next week. And then I will also work with George attached before next week. And I guess we're basically done with this project. What do you guys think of my kooky project? I kind of like it. But like, look at this area specifically. Look at that. Doesn't that not look like turquoise? So I'm gonna show you guys something real quick, and then I'm gonna go, babe. So inside of our membership, we have been working with our gel plates. And one of the things about working with your gel plates is that you can sit down for one freaking session and you can end up with a stack of papers like this. Just for one session with your gel plate. So last week we were kind of talking about different projects that you could do using your papers. And so I bought these cabs, and you guys can see I cut a round piece of paper, and I made these brooches. Like, how beautiful are those? And these are just like tissue. These are just gel plate pulls, and we put them underneath these cabs in here. So like between this experiment and this one, I am like gonna figure out something. I don't know what, but it's all coming together. I don't know. We'll see. But I do think that crackle right over that really beautiful bright blue reminds me of Arizona turquoise. So we're gonna see Morenci turquoise specifically. But if I had different veins of different blues and then the crackle over, it would be even more beautiful. Thank you, Lisa. It was so fun. And honestly, they came out prettier than I even thought that they would. Isn't it wonderful when you surprise yourself when you make stuff? But that's all I have for you guys today. Yeah, Chris, exactly. See, Chris was thinking the same thing I was thinking. Chris is in the membership, so she was there and we were working with that. But let me, do we have anything else, Spade?
No.
So that's all I have for you guys today.
Want to sign up for the retreat? You still can. What's the deadline though? Because you have to buy stuff. There's still a couple of supplies you get.
So what's going to happen is I'm planning for, I'm already buying for a certain number. And when we get to that number, I'm just going to cut off. That's it.
Okay.
Know what I'm saying?
All right.
So I'd rather do that than time. That's kind of easier for me.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So I think I said I'm going to plan for 40, and then anything after that is cut off. So
because it's not just it's not just the 40 who are here. It's I
have staff that are going to be there. We have guests that are
yeah,
coming because
that's
we
right.
have,
I'm trying to remember
yes,
Wisconsin. Teaching
Jane.
our Jane Belante.
Jane. Yeah, Jane's going to be here, and then Lynn and Megan are coming. So those are my three guests who are coming,
Yeah.
plus everyone who's registering. And I got to feed people that are there helping us work.
Yeah.
All the things.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of planning.
Ariana will be there. Stephanie will be there.
Yes. So if you guys are interested, if you are on Facebook, you can just say retreat and you'll get a message. And then I showed the QR code for YouTube. You guys, please, 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 please go and vote for your favorite pieces in the Royce Cycle Creative Contest. If you go to the album section of the Royce Cycle Treasures Facebook page, it is the best place to vote because you will see there's 6 albums. In each album, there are all new entries. So make sure that you go. All you have to do, every picture that you like, that's a vote. You can like as many as you like to like. And then we'll be accepting votes all the way till next Sunday. And then we'll be pulling everything down and tallying everything up. Not pulling it down, but I'll be going through and tallying numbers so that we can announce the winners. And our judges are still waiting for me to send me their stuff. Speaking of judges, I need to announce our 2 judges for our hobbyists. I did not want to announce the judges ahead of time because I didn't want you guys to not submit. So I will do that this week. But that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for sharing your Sunday evening with us. We appreciate you so much. I hope there's something that happened today that has inspired you. And I will be here at 9 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow morning for Mad Scientist Monday. And I hope you will join me. Until then, you guys have a blessed night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.